guys, we are going on a mystery field trip. I'm not going to tell you just yet where we are, but all I can say is we are in northern New Mexico and the colors are changing. Alright guys, so where are we? Why this surprise virtual field trip? Because this is going to be our spooky field trip. We are starting off in Cimarron, New Mexico. We are at the St. James Hotel, which is one of the most famous haunted hotels in the state of New Mexico. So let's go see what we can find. So our spooky trip to Cimarron, which is where the St. James Hotel is, took us from Albuquerque. We headed north to Santa Fe, then up to Espanola, over to Taos, headed east to Cimarron. And this is where you will find the haunted hotel. So we're in the saloon of the St. James Hotel, and we are going to look for some of the bullet holes that have been here since the 1800s. Now, if you look up, you'll see some, minus the critter, you will see some holes in the ceiling, and those are actually where people were shooting their guns inside the saloon. Here's one of the original cash registers. We can keep going around, see how many bullet holes we can find. There's one up there. Got some up here. Gosh, look at these over here. And here's one of the original roulette tables. You guys should not know about roulette, but your parents do. Check out this old-time safe. That's so cool. Here's a quiz. Boys and girls, what is that? All right, so this room is the room in where Jesse James, one of the famous outlaws, stayed. So also here in the St. James Hotel. One thing cool about the St. James Hotel, besides its history and it being haunted, is that it's also part of the Santa Fe Trail. Henry Lambert established his inn along the venerated Santa Fe Trail in 1872. By that time, countless men, mules, oxen, and freight wagons had passed this way for 50 years on this major trade route, 800 miles long, between American and Mexican frontier settlements. William Bicknell drove the first wagon loads of trade goods from Franklin, Missouri to Santa Fe in 1822. The hotel sets along the mountain route which came through Raton, New Mexico territory. The Cimarron Cutoff followed a waterless shortcut in Kansas which ran along the Cimarron River, ultimately passing east of this community and joining the trail again in Fort Union. The Santa Fe Railroad completed its line through Raton Pass in 1878, and by 1880, freight along the Santa Fe Trail was no longer economical. Travelers continued to arrive at the hotel via stagecoach, taking a night's rest in Cimarron, a community where a violent and lawless reputation in 1880 rivaled any Kansas cowtown. All right, so here's the room of Bat Masterson. He was a lawman along with Wyatt Earp. And this is the room where he stayed. This is a room where Wyatt Earp stayed. The room where Doc Holliday stayed. Alright, so I need to be honest. Down this hallway, it's known to have ghosts and spirits roam this general area. So we have a guide to take us to the haunted rooms.
So I'm gonna go with this was in the early 1880s, but this is probably my favorite photo because it has the north entrance and Mr. Lambert, also known as Chef Lambert, standing in the door with his wife Mary and their children, and then some patrons, probably some local saloon goers.
That's great.
That's a really awesome piece for me. Mary Lambert was the woman of the home and the wife of the founder of the St. James Hotel. She did perish here at an old age, but throughout the years, people have claimed to have tapping on the window anytime that they've opened it, so we don't think she likes the window open. Another funny kind of story is when men rent her room, they tend to feel somebody sitting on the bed with them or kind of caressing their arm. Women aren't somebody she likes so much to be in here. For some reason, women get their hair pulled or just feel kind of awkward when they're here. But that's the story of Mary Lambert.
We are about to go into the most haunted room in the hotel. This is TJ's room. Check out the deadbolt to the left.
So T.J. Wright was a cowboy miner who lived in a town just northwest of Cimarron called Elizabethtown. And he frequented the St. James Hotel due to the gaming and the gambling that they did. He liked to do those things. This was the room that he was renting the night of his death, and the night that he perished, he apparently won the deed to the whole property of the St. James against the owner of the hotel. In the original saloon rules of the St. James, it states that all cheaters will be shot. So Mr. Lambert blamed Mr. Wright for cheating and had him shot, and he made it back to this room and he perished here. Throughout all of the years of the St. James being open for operation, they've tried to renovate this room several times, and anytime that they've come in this room, weird things start to happen. People get pushed, antiques get kind of tampered with. We've had a really nice original grandfather clock one time that was broken, and we don't know how. So we choose just to keep this room under lock and key. We give TJ his space, and as you can see, people love him. He gets offerings from everyone in the mail. They leave him up above his window. They buy him shots. They send cigarettes. They leave money. So TJ's a pretty well-known ghost and probably one of the favorites here, but consider yourselves lucky to get to take a peek in here.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes.
Guys, we were so lucky to go into TJ's room. It is deadbolted and shut the entire time, and so I feel very fortunate to learn about his history and to be introduced to TJ. We did leave him an offering. And I must say, when the gal opened up the door, my arm hair stood on end. I knew TJ was in that room. So this is the poker room where the gal that was introducing us to TJ and TJ's room, this is where the game that TJ won occurred. So there you have it, the haunted St. James Hotel. Next time you see Miss Kristen and Miss Leslie, make sure you ask them about their stay in Mary Lambert's room.